Hey y'all, hey, welcome to the show. So this is my first live episode. We're gonna see how this goes. I done already had a couple shots just to kind of ease my nerves. I'm hoping y'all can see me because I don't see that I have any viewers. I don't know what I'm doing, but uh let's wait and see if I don't know how this works, but uh we'll see. Here's what I'll do. Oh, there's one person. Okay, so I guess I know what I'm doing. So, hey y'all, hey, welcome to my first Thoughts to Ponder live episode. Definitely want this to be interactive. So make sure that you are active in the comments and all that good stuff. Just so we can dialogue and whatnot. You see my social media stuff at the bottom in case you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on social media just to kind of see see what's going on with me. I plan on doing this every month. So make sure you follow me on my social media so that you can, be on the lookout for the other Thoughts to Ponder episodes. Now, if you see my shirt, I'm wearing this Fuck Cancer shirt, and I'm not really so much wearing this just because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, although I am aware that that's what's going on this month. But this episode is actually this live is dedicated to my good friend's husband. Her name is Kirsten, his name is Gary, and he's been battling stage 4 prostate cancer since November 2018. So they're raising funds for one last trip for him to be able to go visit his brother. And so there's actually a link that should be somewhere in the description of the episode. I don't really know because I've never done this before. So if there's not a link for y'all to donate to Kirsten and Gary's trip, then it will definitely be in my link tree as soon as this episode ends because I gotta add it or whatever. So if you are able to donate, as I said, they're trying to go visit their brother. Hey Jay, okay, so I do know what I'm doing because there's people commenting and whatnot. So okay, because this is my first live, like I said. But anywho, um, yeah, so my friend's husband has been battling prostate cancer since November 2018, and they're trying to go on a trip to visit his brothers. They live, I believe, in Massachusetts. Don't quote me on that, but she's a good friend of mine, somebody I vouch for. I wouldn't be putting her stuff out here if it was some bull. So if you can donate, they're like, I checked this morning and they're actually 92% of their funds have been raised. So that's the good thing with that. But like I said, the link is either in the description on Facebook or YouTube, or it'll be in my link tree when the episode ends. And then I'm gonna do the coffee review a little bit later on. But before we get into that, let me just tell y'all how my day has been going. Share this if you can. I just feel like I throw that out there. Share this live or whatever. But I almost canceled this live because I don't know. Today has just been hella wild. Like I barely slept last night, and it's not like I only got a couple hours of sleep and then I woke up. It's like I went to sleep, woke up, went to sleep, woke up, and all that stuff like all through the night. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. And then my mood has just been hella off today. I mean, of course that makes sense if I didn't get any sleep last night, but I really like struggled to focus at work, which y'all know I'm working from home. I've talked about that before. So it's been just kind of like I just really been on the struggle bus today. And I usually listen to podcasts all day, and that's kind of how I started off. But then I had to actually stop listening to podcasts because it just, I don't know, it's just weird. And randomly, first, I listened to Bryson Tiller's new album, which it was very interesting because it sounded very similar to his previous album, but I liked it though. And it's funny because I listened to it just off some, okay, let me see what he talking about. You know, he want to drop an album where this other album he was facing this way and then he want to face that way, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to check him out and see what he was talking about. And it was actually I actually really liked his album, but what I noticed is that while I was listening to his album, my mood changed, which I'm actually going to just take this off so I can uh experiment. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Anyways, um I it was actually I noticed while I was listening to his album, my mood increased and I just started feeling better. So then I just went on this whole 90s journey. I got a couple playlists on Apple Music. So shout out to Apple Music. Shout out to the 90s music for being there for me today because listen, if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you didn't grow up with Jodeci, H Town, what all did they play? Avant, Key Sweat. It was so sad because there were many R. Kelly songs that I just had to, yes, music is healing, but there were very many R. Kelly songs that I actually had to kind of skip through or like features. And I was just kind of like, damn, this dude really, like, he really ruined a lot of my teenage years memories by him being trash and like the behavior that he displayed and just the stuff that he did. And I'm not one of them people that could separate the talent from the person and what they did. Like I'm the kind of person you could be a bomb braider. Shout out to my braider because she's the bomb. Shout out to my nail tech. Shout out to anybody that does services for me because I rock with them not just because they're talented, but because of their character. So it's kind of like um you could have bomb talent, like we all know R. Kelly could sing, but we all know what he did. So it's kind of like everything is just tainted with him. So that kind of sucked. But other than that, my musical journey was just hella dope, and that just kind of made me feel better. And so here we are. So without further ado, let's get off into this coffee liqueur review. And it's funny because I was never a person who really mixed coffee and alcohol. This is something very new that either I can thank 2020 for it or I can blame 2020 for it. But for right now, I'm gonna thank 2020 for it because it just has been. It's just like that the high of the caffeine and then the mellow of the alcohol. It's just like the perfect mix or whatever. So today, hold on, let me move this. Now, y'all can see this. Okay, let's do this. Yes. Okay. Do y'all see how beautiful this bottle is? Like, let's get off into this first because shout out to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for all y'all who gave me suggestions because how I got into this is Bailey's somebody posted it on Twitter. I don't even know what her real name is. Twitter, I be having all kinds of friends. Yes, it's so beautiful that I don't even be knowing their real names or whatever. And so her name is Miss K something on Twitter, but we be chopping it up or whatever. And she's the one who put me on the Baileys. And then my homie J Bug, one of my pod sisters, I talk about them on the podcast all the time. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to Autumn, Audrey, and Chris as well. But she actually sent me, I look like, hey, Tequila Rose, pause. Tequila Rose, if y'all see this, and y'all see me reviewing y'all and y'all see me putting y'all out there because it's people that probably ain't even never heard of this before I you know what I'm saying, did this little live or whatever. So you ain't even got to give me money. You can just send me a bottle like every other month. You ain't even got to send it every month. But anywho, Jay sent me some Patron coffee liqueur, and then I was just kind of like, I wonder what else is out there. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how we got on this little journey. So, without further ado, Oh, this is gonna be foolish. I can already tell the tequila area. Why are we like this? See, okay, let me go on a other. Y'all know I be going on bunny trails if y'all listen to me, so whatever. Um, it's so funny because we started the podcast happy hour, and it's something that like we were already friends. We talk literally every day. We have a group chat, and people, of course, it looks fun. You know what I'm saying? We be having fun on our episodes or whatnot, but y'all don't realize all of the pettiness and all of the shade that is behind the scenes in our friendship. So like what you see on the episodes and the video, which side note, Jay Squick 3, she got a episode coming out on Friday. So make sure you check the visuals. You got to check the visuals because she actually did a video. But anywho, we really be that's just what we do, and y'all just get to see what we do. But without further ado, Tequila Rose, if you're just coming in. Oh, there we go. All right, so I've never tried this. Shout out to Walmart because I literally just bought it because the bottle is just so beautiful. So if it lets me down, I'm going to be so sad. Shout out to Grand Scheme of Things podcast. If you don't listen to them, you should be because they are hilarious, very smart. They use a lot of big words and stuff. And I like to think I have an extensive vocabulary too, but sometimes I gotta bust out the dictionary. Anywho, so I already got my coffee. I don't give a sip. This is the cup I got from Walmart. I'm not gonna use a measuring cup, y'all. So my pod sisters, y'all should be proud. I'm just gonna dump it in and see what happens. And I already took a couple shots. So, you know, we already on one a little bit, as you can tell by I can't say focus. So this episode shall be interesting. I gotta smell it first. This is what I do though when it almost smells like I smell everything before I eat or drink it if I've never ate or drank it before, just because if it don't smell good, it don't taste good. And so I already have my coffee. And so this is about to be, if it's nasty, I'm gonna be mad as hell because y'all saw how beautiful this bottle is. So here we go. Hmm. Yep. This I could rock with this. I have never had strawberry cream anything before, but this is y'all will see me sipping throughout the rest of this episode. Let me just go on and keep this cup in hand. So which is going to be interesting because I sipped during the podcast. No, I did not mix it. It's fine. It'll mix itself. It'll probably be hella strong at the bottom, but that's okay. Um, all right. So the coffee liqueur is bomb. Again, it was Tequila Rose. And if y'all watch this, I'm a hashtag y'all when I post this. Y'all should send me at least like a bottle. You ain't even got to send me one every month. Maybe that was an aggressive goal. Send me a bottle because I didn't give y'all all kinds of free advertising. But let's get into why I brought y'all here today. I brought y'all here today, which thank you so much for coming. Here we go. When is it okay to bring up the negative parts of someone's past? She said, that's funny. I can't drink. No, I mean, I'm gonna be sipping because I can't be taking bathroom breaks either because I'm live. So I'm gonna be sipping while I drink this. Anywho, so how this kind of came about is I don't know, I've just really been thinking a lot about my life lately. I've been thinking about choices I've made. I mean, it's Rona. We all got all this time to think and all this time to reflect, etc. And so I started thinking like, is it okay to bring up the negative parts of someone's past, or like when you die, does your dirt go with you? Like, does that go to your grave? Do you just get like a free pass when you die? And I did a Twitter poll, which shout out to everybody who participated on the Twitter poll. But 15 people voted, and 80% said that yes, it's okay to bring up someone's past after they die. But then 20% said that no, they get to take their dirt to the grave. And I thought that was kind of interesting because I honestly didn't expect anyone to say no. I really felt like everybody should say yes. But y'all in the comments that are watching, y'all let me know what y'all think, because me personally, I'll get into my opinion later. But if you feel like no, let me know why no. If you say it, feel like yes, let me know why yes. And like, do you think that death gives you a free pass on your ratchetness? And when I think about my life, and I'm somewhat transparent on stuff that's gone on in my life, and mainly because some of it hasn't been relevant, and if it comes up, it comes up. I'm not out here trying to tell y'all my war stories about how I did this and that or whatever. But I do have dirt that I think about. Even, I guess we'll just say, like, when I think about how, like, my son doesn't live with me. I've talked about that at some point on episode. So he's 20 and he's lived with his dad since he it was like two. Like, basically, when we split, his dad was like, he wanted him to live with him. And because I didn't grow up with my dad, my bio dad, nor my stepdad, because him and my mom divorced, and nobody I know grew up with their dad, I just figured, like, why not have him live with his dad? And then it's kind of like life happened and a bunch of stuff went on, and so it's kind of like he's lived with his dad. And when I went through some of the unhealthier stuff with my ex-husband, I just kind of kept him with his dad and I wasn't around as much because I wanted to shield him from what, you know what I'm saying, I was going through. And even some of the stuff the girls had to watch and observe because that was their dad. So there wasn't anywhere else for them to kind of like be away from all that because my marriage was very unhealthy. But I've kind of held back on even some of the stuff that I've talked with in my marriage, talked about, I mean, because he passed away. Now my kids know about it. And before he died, I talked about a lot of stuff that I went through because I've done youth ministry and I've done different things where it was relevant to bring up what I've been through to kind of help the youth not go through it. Y'all, this is fire though. I just need y'all to know, if you just came in, Tequila Rose. Okay, I ain't gonna do that no more. I'm gonna try to stay on track or whatever. But I've held back stuff in my life because of trying to respect people, you know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on. That's a good question. So, that is a very good question. I'm gonna leave that up there, and I'm actually forget everything I was gonna talk about. And I know I'm super ADD, so it's gonna be real interesting trying to talk and comments and all that, but it's fine because it's whatever. This is who I am as a person. And if you came in here, you probably already know that. But I do think it does matter why you're bringing it up. I definitely do. I think it matters when you're bringing it up. I think, like, could you imagine being at a funeral? Like, I know y'all saw that meme where it's that dude and it's that same black dude that be on like all the memes, the one where he's on the phone about to snitch on whatever, but he's at a pulpit or whatever, and it says, "Imagine going." It's not funny. It is funny to me because I have a terrible sense of humor, but imagine going to your ex's funeral and you're right, Autumn. You're right. Okay, let me back up. Thank you. See, this is why they're here because I don't even know what I'm doing. Dean said, "Does the negative stuff have an effect on those still living? Is it for healing or for drama?" Now, back to what I was saying. could you imagine being at a funeral and somebody hops up and just busts out all this negative stuff about your life, your grandma, your dad, your cousin, whoever? Like, could you imagine that? I feel like if it's allowed, it should be like not right away. I feel like some time should pass. I feel like it does have to have a purpose, but I also think it depends why you're bringing it up. Not to slander people, because you know what I'm saying. There's just because it's facts doesn't mean you need to slander people. But I don't think that, me personally, I don't think that people get a free pass just because they die. Because I feel like a lot of what I talk about on here is be kind, do this, do that, the other. And it's kind of like everything we're doing right now, we're building our legacy. Like, you don't build your legacy when you die, you build your legacy while you're living. And I feel like if you live a ratchet life, you know what I mean? I'm not saying people should bash you, but let's not lie and make it seem like so and so was just this amazing person when they know that they weren't. And I'm going to read one of the comments, a couple of the comments that were on IG, because I'm not going to say who said it because one person specifically asked me not to say anything or whatever. But somebody said, "Woo, this is tough," which, anyways, I think that Black people have an issue with not talking about people or things that traumatize them. I think there's a stigma around death where they are now untouchable. I don't believe that. Let's release and speak out loud what that person may have done to hurt you. You may not have been able to tell them in life, or maybe you did, but death does not excuse wrongdoings we must talk about. And then they went on to say, as terrible as it sounds, I tell people all the time I'm not sure I would have anything nice to say about my own grandmother at her funeral, and neither would her kids or grandkids. That's tough to say, but true. If you wanted something nice said about you, you should have behaved better, which is why I always say be kind. And it's crazy that this particular person brought up their grandmother, and then the next person brought up their grandfather and said, "My grandfather in a pew looked at the size of the mourners at his brother in law's funeral and leaned over to his wife, remarking, 'I'm going to have to rent, excuse me, mourners for my service.' He knew he was a son of a bitch. His kids said as much to the luncheon attendees." And I talk a lot about my relationship with my bio dad, or the lack thereof. And it's interesting because every time somebody from my family calls me randomly, I will think that I'm about to hear that something happened to my bio dad. And then I always think, how am I going to feel? What am I going to say? Am I going to even go to the funeral? Because the reality is, I don't have a relationship with this dude. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him in real life since I was 4. I'm 40. The last time I talked to him was a year ago or so. It's actually been way longer than that. Probably like a year so he called me Mother's Day 2019 randomly, but prior to that, I had not seen him in like, or talked to him, I mean, in like 3 years. And prior to that, I hadn't really talked to him much. We didn't reconnect until I was 34, and I'm 40. And when I was 19, I reached out to him and he didn't really respond. We kind of stayed in touch for maybe like a year, if that, and then didn't reconnect again because I reached out to him when I was 34. So I always think about when they call me, which my aunt actually called me the other day. And that was the first thought, like, COVID's going around, whoop de woo. Did he die? And if he dies, when he dies, because he will likely die before me. But then I started thinking about, what if I die before him? He has to live with that. He has to live with the fact that he could have had a relationship with me, but chose not to. And so I think about all that, and it's kind of like, just because he dies or anyone dies doesn't mean that they necessarily get like this oh, you're a good person now. Your past is wiped away. You know what I'm saying? Like, not maybe for you cuz you gone and you don't have to be here and live with the ramifications of what you did, but for the people that are still left behind, the people that hurt you, it's still they still got to live with that. And when you think about people who have been through trauma or been abused, it's kind of like sometimes you got to talk about that stuff to heal, or you got to talk about that stuff as part of you processing your life, or you may need to share that to kind of help somebody else. That's why I share a lot of what I go through in a lot of my life, because I'm trying to, you know what I mean, if I could help somebody, or if somebody could not go through what I've went through by listening to me talk about my life, that's why I'm transparent. But then when I think about some of the stuff I went through in my marriage, if I meet somebody who was in an abusive marriage and like I escaped it prior to his death, we have been divorced for years and I forgave him. Although I don't know that forgiveness really has to be relevant for you to talk about what you've been through, but I'm just kind of putting it out there or whatever. So if I meet somebody, do I not potentially help somebody because I'm trying to honor the dead? Now, I don't slander this man, and I don't think you should slander someone just to talk about what happened, but facts does not necessarily mean slander. Like, just because it's uncomfortable to hear, and just because it doesn't feel good to hear that, it doesn't mean it's not true. You know what I mean? And then you gotta sometimes talk about that stuff to heal. And if you hold on to it, man, like for me, some of the stuff like I was talking about with my son, like who knows what he'll say. Like we've talked about this and how he feels. So as far as I know, we have a good relationship, and as far as I know, he doesn't feel any kind of way, and he understands why it was the way it was when he was younger. And mind you, like once he hit 7, I started coming around more consistently. I'm not going to say I never saw him from 2 to 7, but my life was very chaotic and I was kind of just trying to shield him from that in my mind. But what I didn't think about is the fact that those are the years where you kind of need your mom more when you're younger, I believe, as a man, and then you need your dad when you're a little older, and then from what I've been told, then when you get like around the age that he's at now, he'll be 21 next month, then you kind of start wanting to come around your mom some more. But I missed out on most of 2 to 7, or I would say I was gonna get him and didn't. And like I've apologized to his dad, but there's still that guilt and that shame that I have that goes along with that. But when I die, who knows what he'll say about me? And it's kind of like if it's true, I it is what it is. Like he should be able to speak his truth, or whoever should be able to speak their truth. And it's kind of like if we, as someone said earlier, if you're kind and you treat people right, then it kind of doesn't matter because you know what I mean, you're going to be building a good legacy. But like I said, if you out here just being hella ratchet, treating people like trash, I just don't see it. Just to me, it personally doesn't seem like you even care about what's said about you when you die. And the people that may care, they're still going to be here, but I don't know, maybe you should be thinking about how people are going to feel about what you're doing now while you live in, because once you're gone it doesn't matter and they just got to live with that. But the cool thing is that it's like regardless of what you've been through and what your or what I guess I should say, regardless of what your past was up to this point, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, if you're whatever, it's kind of like you still have time to turn around your choices. You still have time to change that and kind of start building a better legacy. And so maybe you should think about, if you're listening to this and you're like, damn, I wouldn't want this, that, and the other to get out about me, then maybe you should start making some changes. If you're like, dang, I don't want this, that, and the other to get out about my grandma or whoever. I mean, you don't really get to control that, because I feel like it's unfair for people to not in a slanderous way. Because if you're just bringing it up just to bring it up, and people are that messy, but the reality is that though they shouldn't be slanderous, you don't get to choose the consequences of the actions you chose. Like I tell my youngest daughter all the time, which y'all pray for me, because Lord, today, let me go on and take a drink to that. Hold on. But like I tell my kids all the time, you can make whatever choices you want to make, but you don't get to choose the consequences. So if you don't think about that now, you don't get to decide what people say about you after you die. And unfortunately, that may affect your family. Like, you think about, a lot of y'all may or may not have watched the what is it called? American Murder, The Family Next Door. And listen, that movie is crazy, first of all. Like, how the hell do you, I'm not saying you should kill your wife. I'm not condoning that at all. But how the hell do you kill your kids too? Like, dude should have been on some, all right, I'm about to take these kids, F my wife, and we about to go live this new life with my new boo thing. If anything, again, I'm not saying that he should kill his wife. Excuse me. Hold on. This is fire, y'all. But I'm not saying he should kill his wife, but what I am saying is that, how do you kill your kids? Okay. So we all saw that movie. Now, he's still, or not all of us, some of us saw it. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. There's not anything like graphic in it. It's very detailed though. It's wild, because text messages and all that stuff. So you like seeing conversations that actually happen. You seeing her social media posts and all that. But here's the crazy thing, we saw that, and it's like, we saw his parents, and the stuff he did affected his parents. The stuff he did, yeah, it affected her family, but that ain't his family, so we gonna leave them out of it. His mom was in there crying. Spoiler alert, it's too late, sorry, but his mom was in there crying in the courtroom and talking about, she forgives him, which that is wild. But I don't know what it's like to have a child who's a murderer. But her parents got, I mean, his parents got to be connected to that for the rest of their lives. Like, you affected a lot of people. And so when he dies, that's his legacy. And I'm sorry, it's unfair to Shanann, which, side note, I just low key cannot with her name. I'm sorry. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it's just, Shanann is interesting. I thought it was Shannon, but Shanann needs to be honored. You know what I mean? Like, her story needs to be told. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm whatever, but I'm kind of someone who more so leans towards the victim side, because it's like, the victim didn't do anything. Like, all she did was try to love her husband and all that good stuff. And that's all she tried to do. You saw her like struggling, talking to her homegirl about it and all this stuff. It's kind of like, I don't have no sympathy for him. Like, yeah, he may change his life, he may turn around, whatever. I know people can change, but you still got to live with that. Like, it just is what it is. And I don't think it's fair for it to be like, oh, well, don't talk about, like, when he dies or whatever, don't talk about what he did, because he's dead. But he did that though. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to go here, but I remember like when Kobe died and how Gail, whatever her last name is, brought up the stuff. Sorry. Okay. She comment said all she wanted was some sex, talking about Shanann in the movie or whatever. But when she brought up the alleged rape from many, many years ago, now the thing that made no sense about that was the timing, which is why I said earlier, timing does matter. Like, I think if something is gonna affect the victim's family, you should maybe think about the timing. Like, had it even been a week since he died when she had this interview? I don't even think so. But then the crazy thing was, like, what was the point of her bringing that up? Which is what somebody said earlier. They said it depends on why they're bringing it up. Why does she even bring that up? Because that was from the gang ago. It had already been, I don't want to say resolved. Oh, Kate is my favorite. Sorry, y'all. It had already been resolved, and whatever, if they did a settlement, the victim ain't out here bringing it up, so why are you bringing it up? So it's like, what was the point of that? It's all about what's the point, what's the reason. Now if the victim had brought it up, that would be different. And I'll say alleged victim because we know she settled and all that. Then again, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I'm saying is, if the victim would have brought it up, that would be a different thing. And I do believe she just wanted, and that's where I hate. Jay said she just wanted clicks. Y'all, I'll try to do better next month on the monthly live to read the comments and all this stuff. But I think that's why she brought it up. And I think that's hella ratchet to be trying to get clout, go viral and all this stuff off of being ratchet and bringing up somebody's past. Because the reality is that prior to that, wasn't nobody talking about Gail, wasn't nobody thinking about her. That's just Oprah's homegirl as far as most of us are concerned. No shade to her career or whatever, but that's just the reality of it. Nobody was talking about it. But you want to bring that up at that time because you wanted to go viral, and then you got cussed out by Snoop Dogg, which even though he apologized, I thank him for funky dog head bitch, because that is just a some sometimes when it just be like that. Sometimes you just gotta call somebody that, or maybe not to them, but you feel it in your heart, whatever, you just say it out loud. So I thank him for that, even though he apologized. But it's all about the timing, it's all about when. But then you think about when, Chadwick Boseman died, and you think about all the positive things that were said about him because of what he did. And even Kobe, beyond that thing outside of the court, was doing a lot of good after he retired from basketball or whatever. So it's kind of like seeing those deaths and like who they were and what they did has really made me think about um legacy even that much more, especially now that I have a podcast, because I'm not saying I'm famous, although y'all ain't even knowing that me and my crew are like some high key celebrity podcasters out here. I just thought I'd put that out there. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for, whatever. Nah, but I'm not saying I'm famous or whatever, but all the content that I put out there, it's gonna be out there forever. Like if I was to die right now, first of all, I already got episodes scheduled to air through the end of the month, but it's like I think about that a lot. I think about like what are people going to say when I leave, and I've been thinking about that even before I started the podcast, just because I've been to funerals of people who were well known for this, that, and the other, be it doing stuff in the community or just being a great person or whatever. And so it's kind of like it makes me think like what are people going to say about me when I die? So it makes me think like um you know why would I want to live a ratchet life? Why would I want to make ratchet choices? And then let's think about everything that's going on with Rona. Like I saw something one time where it said we're all in the same. I'm about to tear this up, so I'm gonna kind of make it up a little bit. But it was kind of like we're all in the same ocean, but we're not in the same boat. So some of us may have what would be considered more extreme, I guess, struggles. Like me personally, I've worked. I never had to worry about like if I was going to work or anything like that. Some people have, but it doesn't mean that this hasn't been a struggle for me. Y'all don't know what the hell I got going on in my life, like literally right now, what's going on. And so I just think with everything that's going on collectively with this election, with the division and the racial tension and all that, it's kind of like even highlighted that much more. Like be kind to people, treat people right, and leave a good legacy so that people aren't saying bad things about you. Because like when you're gone, what you gonna do? Come back from heaven or hell or wherever you go and you gonna try to check somebody? No, it's just gonna be your family got to deal with it. So why would you live a life that and that's on you if you choose to. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna take a few more sips so I can get some more sips in before I stop. I mean, whatever. I just need y'all to know, okay, we're going on a little sidebar. Right, ain't nobody about to haunt nobody. Um, coffee liqueur is like it's the best of both worlds, let me tell you, because here's why. As dang, I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I am starting to feel it. So listen, y'all. Oh, Dean said I'm starting to feel the liquor. I need to get better at that. I'm gonna grow, y'all. This is my first time. I told y'all at the beginning. It just is what it is. Okay, y'all. Just we gonna grow together with these lives. But listen, I guess this is tequila, which I don't even really drink tequila like that. And I didn't use a measuring cup or a shot glass. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of poured it in there. But it's just crazy when you drink coffee liqueur because it's like the coffee um it has kicked in, y'all. The coffee amps you up, but then the liquor, I mean it's liquor, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make you tired, or I don't know, but then it literally tastes like strawberries and cream. So it's just everything to me right now, y'all. And no, I didn't stir it. So, once I hit the bottom, it's about to be, on and popping. Whew. Okay, hold on. Cause I don't want to keep stopping. So see, like when we do the podcast happy hour, it's different because there's 5 of us. So I can take my little sips when somebody else is talking or whatever. But if it's just me, y'all just gonna get these sips and these pauses. I ain't finna be leaning. You know what I'm saying? I feel great right now though. Jay said I'm gonna be leaning. So you don't hold on, Kamisha. Let's go back to this. Kamisha, hey, so my model, my Melanin Poppin model or whatever that I've been uh posting, tweeting, Instagram, and all that good stuff. It's my homegirl. We went to high school together. So shout out to her for being in the live, but also for being a merch supporter. So just a little great segue, real quick. Y'all get some merch. I am doing a giveaway at next month's live. Hopefully I will have grown, but it's fine. It is what it is. But you just telling me, let's get back to this. She said I just put it on ice. So you don't put it in coffee or none of that. You just drink it just cold with ice. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to try that. Just do a little experiment. I ain't about to do it on nobody's live or nothing, but and I don't give a sip. This cup, I got this on at Walmart on just some, I wasn't even going there to buy that. I was just going there, you know what I'm saying, to just I don't even know. My kids in this Rona, they just be wanting to go to Walmart like every other day, it feels like. And they got jobs and money. And Kayliana, that's my oldest daughter, if y'all didn't know, Janae. But y'all probably know whoever's left on here. Um, she be bribing me to take her to Walmart because I'd be like, I don't really want to go to Walmart, you know what I mean? But they want to buy stuff. And that's why I got this I don't give a sip cup. And it's everything. You know what I'm saying? Um, yes, Lord. This coffee is just amazing. I'm trying to live that live life because Autumn do what she wanna do. Hey, lit life, y'all. That's her intro or whatever on her show. All my pod sisters is in here. Y'all should check out their shows. Um, all right. I don't even remember what I was talking about before I took these sips of this coffee. So I guess I'll go here and just to sum it all up so that it makes sense before we get out of here. Facts are not slander. If it happened, it happened. And me personally, this is my opinion because it's my show. So, y'all gave y'all thoughts. We put up in there. I should have read the comments. It just, it's fine. We'll go here. Autumn said, I'm not even sure if I care what people are going to say about me when I'm gone anymore, especially when they ain't gonna say it to my face while I'm here. That part. That part. Audrey said that's going to be me at my dad's funeral. I don't know if anyone is going to say anything nice about him. And um Theodore, shout out to him. Let's tell y'all, man, I've been knowing him. I met him in college, and he is like really a boss out here in these streets. I remember one time he used to work at Target, and I was trying to get some boots for somebody, one of my children, and I don't even remember what all happened, but I just remember he was working. He just made a call and flex his little, I'm the GM skills or whatever. It was melanin popping, black boy magic, but really man, but y'all know what I mean. But anywho, shout out to him. He said being held accountable for things you did to others does not stop when someone dies. Their dirt still affects others, which it does. And I don't even know any other comments. Okay. No, Walmart is not the place to hang out. And let's talk about Walmart real quick. So we on some whole other stuff and it's just fine. Y'all just gonna get whatever at this point. Thank y'all for watching, sticking with me through all this because you know it's my first live. But I got a question, and all y'all in these comments live in different states. So I need y'all to, except for Audrey and Autumn, but y'all live in different cities. So listen, can y'all tell me, did Walmart change something about their mask policy? Because here's the thing. When we go in Walmart, every time I go in Walmart, no, every time we leave the house, which we don't even leave the house like that. I work from home. Janae, well, anyways, she go to school and work, but yeah. Kayliana, college classes are at home, so she only leaves to go to work. And we go to the laundromat and we go like the grocery store. That's really it. But I've told the kids every time we leave every time we leave the house, bring a mask because you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not a mask mandate where I live, but there is a mask mandate in Omaha. So I don't live in Omaha, but that's the major city by where I live. There is a mask mandate in Omaha, but not where I live. And so I, though, just take a mask everywhere I go because when I go to the grocery stores or whatever, you got to wear a mask. All right. So y'all got all this background information. Now, what I've noticed when I go up in Walmart is that, and I'm gonna say niggas, and I don't always be one to say that on this show, and it don't even be like just black people, but here's my thing. When I say niggas, I'm not the kind of person that I'm like, oh, this is my nigga. Like when I say nigga, it's not on some positive stuff. It's on some you on some bull or something you did was petty or it was funny but in a petty way or you getting on my nerves or something. It's never no positivity. So these niggas really be up in Walmart. Okay, I wish I had a mask in here with me. Okay, we're gonna use this. So these niggas really be in Walmart like this. Hold on. What is this? What is this? What is this? If my nose is out, yes. Walmart said they can't enforce the mask. Okay. Okay, Walmart said they can't enforce their mask policy anymore in order to protect their employees from aggressive customers. And see, I be saying stuff like niggas gon' nig because niggas gon' nig. If you know the rule is that you are going to need to wear a mask to go in the store and it got the little signs, why can't you just do what you supposed to do? Like I don't care if you think it's a conspiracy. I don't care if you think it's fake. How you gonna say people should just? I'm not about to go all in. Yes, I am gonna go here. How you gonna say people should just follow the law when it comes to black people who be getting killed by the police, but when it comes to a mask mandate, you can't do what you're supposed to do? Okay. Yes, Bruce. Lots of black people live in Nebraska. And this is, we're going to go on another little sidebar where as I have been recording with different podcasters and they be like, oh, where you at? And I'd be like, Nebraska. And whoa, black people live in Nebraska. Well, obviously, because you're talking to me, we out here. We got a whole section like North Omaha, predominantly black. Like we really out here. Um, Walmart still has a mask policy. Man, then just wear the mask. Um, but it is not a yeah. Like people really let's do the example again. People really be in here like this, or they'll wear it like so they'll wear it over their mouth and nose to go into the store, but when they be walking around the store, it be down like the loops be around their ears and it just be like this. How is that helpful to what's supposed to be going on? Like, I just don't understand. Um, so yeah, that is the other irritating thing about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so thank y'all for that information about Walmart. Now, let's go back to the legacy thing. Now, imagine you die of COVID. Imagine you die of COVID. We're going to go there. And you didn't wear a mask in Walmart. Part of your legacy, sir or ma'am, is going to be that you thought COVID was fake or you didn't wear a mask and you died of COVID. And that's going to be on you because you chose to make these ratchet choices while you were on earth. And that is why, bringing it all back together. See, I can always make it work and make it all come back together. Even if I go way off on some other stuff, it don't even matter because I have that ability that God has granted me to make it make sense. So bringing it back to I did say imagine you're a podcaster on our last, or not the last, the podcast happy hour before last. Yep. Herman Cain. Yep. Said COVID wasn't real. And look at what happened. If you weren't aware, his dead because of COVID. So you think about that. You think about how even our, you think about how Trump, you think about how he didn't wear a mask, he didn't do this, that, and the other, and you saw him like talking all this stuff and this, that, and the other, and then he got COVID. Like stuff like that. Like I just and I don't even usually talk about that stuff on the show because I don't even be wanting to talk about that because it's like it's frustrating, it's whatever, but it's like make it make sense. Like, are we all living the same reality? Are we all living on Earth? Are we all living in the same 2020? Like, I know people that I know personally who have either had COVID, both my dad and stepmom got COVID. They're postal workers. They wore masks, did everything they're supposed to do, and they got COVID. And then I know people, thank God they didn't die, but I know people that have died of COVID. And then I saw a meme that somebody tried to say people who get COVID are people who don't wear mask or who wear masks. And the people who, something like that, like they were trying to say the people who get COVID are the people who wear masks. So explain your boy. Because every time I saw that man, and I'm talking about Trump, he ain't never have a mask. So how did he get it if it only goes to the people that wear masks? And people just really think they know everything out here just because you don't want to do what you want to do or what you're supposed to do. But to be honest, you don't really know. And it could all be fake and it could all be the government. Okay. Our whole lives are controlled by the government. Like, we are born and we are given a social security card and a social security number, and you have to have a state ID and all these things or a driver's license or whatever. Like, they be taking taxes. Didn't nobody ask me if I wanted taxes to come out of my paycheck? Like, because to be honest, I could go without taxes coming out of my paycheck. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, all these systems that were put in place, didn't nobody ask us if we wanted this, but now you're going to stand your ground about a mask. And part of this is coming out like this because, yes, you know what I'm saying? I have been sipping, but it doesn't make it less true. It's just I usually don't talk about a lot of this stuff on social media because I look and I see that people are not really trying to have conversation to understand. They're more so just trying to be heard. Now, this is just me talking. This is just my opinion. It just is what it is. And if you disagree, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But if we were in a dialogue, it'd be a little bit different. I'd be asking questions and whatnot. And yeah, I will say that as I'm getting towards the bottom of the cup, although you can't taste the alcohol because it's like strawberry cream, peaches and cream, strawberries and cream, 112. Shout out to them because Cupid doesn't lie, y'all. I just need y'all to know that Cupid doesn't lie. And sometimes you won't know until you give him a try, but he doesn't lie. I just thought I should put y'all onto that. And it's crazy because if only y'all understood the petty joke that, like, you know what I'm saying, goes along with that. But let me tell you how good God is, though, that I was chilling. I be chilling. Like, they, and when I say they, I mean my pod sisters, they really be trying to make it seem like I be doing all this stuff. This is so exciting that I have my live because I wasn't on the live when it was with Audrey and Jay and Autumn. And like, this is my time to shine by myself. Okay. I be chilling, you know what I'm saying? I be asking questions because I be just trying to make it make sense and I just be trying to like figure out what's going on, right? But as I said in the beginning earlier, you know, I was listening to Apple Music because I was trying to lift my spirits up so that I could still do this live because I didn't want to do it because I was on whatever. These are all facts. You know, I'm a truth teller, Jay. You already know that. She's talking about it's lies. It's not. Me and Audrey be chilling. We really do. Okay. And I'll be chilling and I was just listening to some music, you know what I'm saying? Now, Cupid doesn't lie. I'm not going to tell you what the joke is because what's in the group chat stays in the group chat. So there's that. And if you have a group chat, you already know what it is. It's just some stuff you don't just put out there on the internet. But my God and the God I serve, I was chilling, listening to some music, good old 90s, like I said. Like, I be listening to 90s music like it's current. Like, I don't really listen to like all this stuff that be going on right now because you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Audrey, we be chilling. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. Um, she said I'd be chilling. Anyways, or she asked a question, whatever. But Cupid Doesn't Lie came on Apple Music. And here's the thing, I was already tweeting and screenshotting all of the music that I was playing because I just wanted everybody in the Twitterverse that follows me to be in the mode that I was in. I just wanted to bring joy because 90s R&B makes people happy. Even my kids that were born in 99 to 2003 can appreciate some 90s R&B music, you know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to bring joy. Like that's all I was trying to do. But the God that I serve knew that Cupid doesn't lie and that some people won't know unless they give him a try, but some people ain't trying to give him a try, but it just is what it is. But Cupid doesn't lie. So that's just what it is. And there are no teams, Jay. She said, so you and Audrey are team now. No, we just agree that we be chilling. That's all I said is I be chilling. I be chilling and we be chilling. And Autumn, I can't wait till you're live so you can speak your piece. But I guess this is just where we at because we just way off topic and that's how my life be. So I'm gonna take a couple more sips and I'm gonna see if I'm done because I'm already done with the topic and I'm on all these other things. Okay, I got something else. It's a question and it's dope because there's content creators that are watching. So I ain't gonna hold y'all long with this because this might come off petty. You know what I'm saying? But it's a question. It's not really like I'm not trying to be shady. It's a for real question, something I've been noticing. So, all my content creators in my live, I need y'all to answer this question for me. Okay. I don't know why we're like this, Jay. She said, I love how we doing all this on your live. LOL. Why are we like this? I don't know. And this is why I say when people want to be in the podcast happy hour, y'all don't be knowing like y'all don't be knowing what it's like to be a part of this thing. It seems all cool when we do episodes together, but like you should already know that 5 people that groups it's like we are solid though, like we're real friends and like when people are going through stuff like they've been there for me for everything that's going on right now. They've been kind of the first people that I've been talking to, but it's a lot of pettiness and a lot of shade. This is like really just what we do, and we know how far we could take it, and we know whatever. So here we go with my question. Okay, let me look up the definition to the word create, and it's relevant and it's important that I define this word so I can make sure I'm not tripping because I've been really confused about some stuff that I've been saying or whatever. I know. That's why I was trying to clarify, Chris. She says it like we be beefing. We don't be beefing. But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying is like you can't be soft and sensitive and like be a part of what we be doing because the petty is very real. Okay, so create, right? This is a real question. I really need y'all to answer this. Okay. Create says the definition is to cause to come into being as something unique that would not naturally evolve or that is not made by ordinary processes. Okay. It also says, as the second definition, which create is a verb, to evolve from one's own thought or imagination as a work of art or an invention. Okay, so that's what create means. Now let's define what content means, because I just have a question. This is another thoughts to ponder, and I was gonna make this something else, but I guess here we are. We ain't even talk about death no more, but that's okay because this is what I do. Okay, content is something that is to be expressed through some medium as speech, writing, or any various art. So poetry, whatever. So basically, then a content creator, because that's the title that a lot of people use. I know that's what I call myself. I call myself a content creator. I call other podcasters content creators. But the reality is this is really just how I am. Like I am very ADD like this. That's why that's in, excuse me, my show bio. Furthermore, even before y'all saw me sipping on tequila rose, I had already taken 2 shots of whatever, just because this is my first live. So, my nerves and whatnot, I wanted to just not even care about the fact that it was my first live. Okay. Content creator. I didn't define that for y'all, and I defined it for a reason. I have a question. If someone who is a content creator, if all of their inspiration or all of their content comes from being based off of somebody else did, like if somebody else was to do a thoughts to ponder episode about death and say, hey, this is based off what Tamara did, or if y'all listen to Autumn's show, the Lit Life podcast, I'm just trying to think of significant things that are unique to like certain people. She has what is called the Shut the Fuck Up Award. And basically, what that award is, which I'm sorry if somebody is listening that doesn't like all the language that I'm using, I apologize. I usually try not to cuss a lot on my show. Okay. So, the Shut the Fuck Up Award is basically like, and if I'm wrong, Autumn, correct whatever. Chris, no, we not going there because I need everybody to answer. She said, no, they aren't a content creator. Next question. But it's an award that if you are doing something dumb or doing something very ignorant, like you just need to shut up. Or if you out here saying stupid stuff, and I'm not just saying like ignorant stuff, I'm saying like one time I was watching this video, y'all, and y'all probably seen it on the Twitter, where this lady was like, they were protesting masks because that's what people do. And, they were saying how, what did she say? She was like, I'm saying I can't breathe. And George Floyd said he can't breathe. So, girl, that was a moment in history. It wasn't a part of, Black history, in case you were wondering. That was a moment in history where she needed to get the shut the fuck up award. So I was just trying to give you context of how the award goes, because it's like you can't even connect those two. So like if somebody came with that award or whatever, if that's the basis of your content and you're constantly like doing whatever, like and we defined what create means and what content is. Are you a content creator? And I'm not saying we shouldn't be inspired by different things, because like I told y'all, this was inspired by, I have a lot of time to think, but then also I started thinking about how a girl brought up Kobe's past after he died. I started thinking about how I don't talk about some parts of my marriage because I've been trying to be like sensitive to the fact that my ex is no longer here. So that's inspiration. But I think there's a difference. Yes, Jay. See out, girl. I was about to say this, but I'm gonna just say what Jay said because I'm trying to get better at reading the comments. She said it's a difference between being inspired or influenced by someone. Yes, Lord. And just stealing an idea. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And then Chris. Oh, she said the girl you better hush award. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dean said there's enough room for original content create. Inspiration is different than thievery. Um yeah, people do use I don't know. I've just been noticing Jay said like it's using the idea like you came up with it. And the thing about it is why this came up because it just popped in my head. Because now y'all just really on my train of thought at this point. We ain't even, it just is what it is. I see a lot and I listen to a lot and I see where people and I try not to, I'm being vague because I try to be vague sometimes about certain things, but I don't understand. It's kind of like my show is unique to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it works with the five of us going back to the podcast happy hour because Autumn who came up with the idea, we all bring something from our own shows. So we're not trying to be something we're not. Thoughts to ponder, if you've been rocking with the show, I've been doing Thoughts to Ponder episodes for a while. And if you don't believe me, you can look back through my episodes and you can see. And then before the show, if you really want to get technical, I would use that hashtag for statuses on Facebook whenever I would think about something that would just make me think like, because that's just how I am. I'm an external processor. I ask questions, whatever. Jay's Quick Three. Her show is very distinct and unique, where she has three topics for the most part that she talks about her take on these three topics. Chris from Shenanigans with Friends be finding the news that's regular to her, but it'd be wild news to us, and she discusses it. Furthermore, her segues be like A1, like it's amazing how she could take the color blue and like probably tie it to the American Murderer Family Next Door because that's just how dope she is. You know what I'm saying? And Audrey, she was doing the Confessions of a Single Parent, but now she has branched off, and it's okay. We all grow and evolve, and but she has branched off into the what if questions. But what y'all don't realize is Audrey really be texting us these what if questions to the group chat. So what y'all see on the podcast happy hour and why people say it's dope or whatever. And I'm not even saying this to like, oh, we're so dope. It's dope because our friendship is dope. It's dope because this is what we really do on a regular. Like literally, when we host the podcast happy hour, we usually stay on after and like talk forever. We've had emergency Zoom meetings when one of us have had an issue. If we recorded all the stuff we do, we would have so much content that we wouldn't even have to really like come up with anything or record anything. And so I say all that to say my encouragement, yes, we love your what if questions, Audrey. It's not the questions that we don't love. Sometimes Audrey doesn't want to accept our answers. Like, it's just, like what she should be saying is like, what do you think I want? Like Chris said one time, some show she was telling us about or something. That's all. Yes, there is a lot of, and then the thing about it is that if you're a person who like current events and trending topics and stuff like that, okay, everybody's going to talk about whatever, but it's all about, I'm not saying don't talk about the same stuff. And I don't even know how I got into try to encourage people to be unique or whatever. Man, side note, shout out to Black Paco from Nuts and Guts podcast. I don't know. We recorded and then I've kind of gone to him with different stuff because I've had different podcasters that I've recorded with who've been doing this. Pretty much everybody I know has been doing this longer than me. But he I went to him with an idea, and something he just really says a lot is about being unique and being original. It's kind of like we're all podcasters, we're all doing the same thing as far as bringing some sort of content, but it's all about being ourselves when we do it, and not being in this box of us all doing the same thing. So that's my encouragement. If somebody is actually still listening to this show at this point, hey, you a real one, because yeah, Black Paco is dope, but you're a real one because I'm really just talking about whatever at this point. But my encouragement though to any content creators is kind of like, when I like, my favorite shows that I listen to are my favorite shows because some of it is because I have relationship with the person, and so I feel like, okay, I want to talk to them and interact with them. But then a lot of it is they're just, you could tell when they're just being themselves. Like how we are on the show, how I am right now. If you know me, you know this is like really how I am. That's why we've gotten to the point with the podcast Happy Hour where we're just like, oh, this, we don't never know how to start the show. Like we don't never know what we're supposed to be doing or who's gonna go, or we don't never know none of that. But we just make it work. And how we interact is how we really interact. How I am on this show, this is how I am in real life. Like I really just be hella random. I really just be coming up with scenarios. All the stuff I be doing on here, I do this to them too. Um, so yeah, I appreciate Bruce. Hey, y'all really do gotta check out the Grand Scheme of Things, excuse me, podcast. Him and his girlfriend do it together. And I don't listen to a ton of couples podcasts, but I do listen to them very regularly. And then my oldest daughter, has listened to me listen to I mean, she's been with me when I've listened to their show, and she really likes their show as well. They call it Enlightened Discourse. They are very educated, younger than me, I'm sure, black couple that I really enjoy their show, so y'all should definitely check them out. Um I feel like at this point this is a good point to go ahead and end for the night, because I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to not make up, but just get off my mind about stuff that I've been wanting to talk about. I think about that thing with content, it has, I'm not going to say it's bothered me, because it's not like I care like that, but it doesn't make sense to me for somebody to say they're a content creator, but they're almost just like recycling other people's stuff. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just, I don't know. So that's my encouragement. Be you, do you. Your lane is your lane. And it's funny because that's something I've done throughout this whole time of having this podcast, is like, what you bring to the world, only you can bring. And if you're trying to be like a carbon copy of somebody else, one, you're not going to be happy. Like me doing this is fun for me. You know what I mean? Sure, there's work and there's stuff that is not my favorite stuff or whatever. I don't like promoting because it's just not my favorite stuff. I just want to create content and have somebody else do it. But this is not work for me though. Us doing the podcast Happy Hour is not work. The only thing we got to work at is trying to coordinate all our time zones, because we all live in like different time zones or whatever, and trying to make it work. But other than that, it's already what we do. And I just feel like in an industry like this, while yes, there are going to be things that are not your favorite thing, it should be fun for you. You should enjoy what you're doing. If it feels like too much work and like you're trying too hard, I think you might want to think about what do you need to shift. I'm not going to say quit because I wouldn't say that, but it's like, do you be you? We want you. I listen to the people that I listen to because I like hearing them about their lives. And I don't want to necessarily hear the exact same thing, even if you give them credit. If all you're doing is just taking this from here, there, and the everywhere, and then giving them credit or not, it's like, are you really creating? So understand the heart behind this is not for me to be shady or petty. Like, I'm actually being for real right now, even though I've been drinking. So it's a little bit hard to be too serious. You know what I'm saying? But I'm for real. Like, I'm just trying to challenge and encourage you and all that good stuff. So, there we go with that. So, as always, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Those things are super important, especially right now, because I mean, my gosh, every time I think, I mean, I've seen people say, like, I can't wait till the election's over, but I don't care who gets in office. I don't think it's going to be better either way. Um, but it's like the lesser of two evils at this point, you know what I'm saying? So with everything that's going on, it's kind of like you really have to take care of yourself and find different ways to take care of yourself. That's why I was talking about listening to music. I don't even listen to music like that. I usually listen to podcasts, but I had to just shut that off and listen to some 90s music and sing. And my daughter had the audacity, y'all hear me, the audacity to text me from her room and tell me to stop singing. And I was like, no, like, no. First of all, this is my house. You know what I'm saying? No, this is our house. But no, I'm not about to stop doing what's bringing me joy and that is really stopping me from snapping right now. Like, I think you would rather me sing some Jodeci or some Keith Sweat or some Avant, My First Love. You know what I'm saying? I think you would rather me sing that or talk about how I'm stingy like Genuine, which then sometimes when I think about the stuff that I was listening when I was early 90s, because, you know, early 90s, I was like 11, 12, 13, listening to some H Town one night gigolo. I should not have been listening to that at all. I should not have been listening to Meeting in my bedroom at the time that I was. But you know what? As a 40-year-old woman, I can appreciate those things and not feel like I'm too young to be listening to or singing that. But I say all that to say, find different ways to be healthy, find different ways to find joy. I've started watching more TV lately just because I'm realizing I need to kind of just have more do nothing time. I always feel like I got to go and be doing something and be working on something, especially as a content creator. Like, I always feel like I gotta be doing something, making sure whatever, but you gotta find other ways to find joy. So whatever that looked like for you, like, make sure you do that. Working out, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've been on the struggle bus with that. Like, but I did work out like 2 days ago after like a 2.5 week break. And you know what? It's all about growth because before, when I would fall off, my fall off time would be months, not, you know what I'm saying, weeks. So that's growth right there. But, you know, do what you got to do. The next Thoughts to Ponder live is going to be November 11th. So it's basically going to be every second Wednesday for now. I don't know if I'll add to that because I ain't about to be telling y'all no lies, but I know I will commit to once a month on Wednesday, the second Wednesday of the month, I'm going to do a live Thoughts to Ponder episode. So if you have suggestions or stuff you want me to talk about, go ahead and shoot them my way, DM me, whatever. But for the most part, I usually just think about stuff that something I'm really actually thinking about it. So it's like my authentic response or whatever. Um, but next month on November 12th is my podiversary. So I will actually have been podcasting for 1 year, which is insane to me because I've never stayed consistent with any creative project, even as long as I've been doing this now. So next month is my 1 year podiversary. And so on the 11th, I mean, I'm going to go live once a month anyway, but I'm actually going to do a merch giveaway because I don't know. That's just how I'm wired, where if I can do something to try to give back or give away or something, then I will. So just be looking out for more on that. Let me put my social media stuff back on here so that if people are not following me, they can follow me and all that good stuff, because you're gonna have to be following me on Twitter or Instagram or my Facebook page, not my personal page, the show's page, to kind of see what next month is going to be about and how you can actually win the merchandise, because you kind of need to be in the audience to be able to do that. And then I got a new episode dropping tomorrow. New episodes drop every Thursday. So make sure you check that out. The audio and the visuals for this live will be on YouTube and on all podcasting platforms by Saturday. I ain't about to lie to y'all and tell y'all before that. If it comes a little early as a surprise, cool. But I ain't about to lie to you. For sure by Saturday. Do I got all my important things out the way? Yes. Okay, so that's all I got for y'all. Again, thank you so much for sticking with me, especially when I just, went on some random stuff. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know I got love for y'all, all the people in the comments, because we've talked at some point in real life or whatever. And y'all have